The Britches Full of Stitches. This is a polka, a good tune for you beginners, now that you've played Frere Jacques and a few Christmas carols and things and started to find your way around the box. Let's look at this tune. It's a well-known tune, everybody knows it in Irish music, and it's a polka, and the Britches Full of Stitches, we're going to play it in several different keys, and we're going to, right from the get-go, we're going to explore finger swapping and how we can shift our fingers around the keyboard to move cleanly and quickly and efficiently. Now, I said in the introductory video, which you may have watched, that I advise you in your early stages of playing the box to forget about the fact that you have a little finger. Now this tune, especially the first phrase, you could easily play it without changing your hand position at all. Use all four fingers on these four buttons, but I'm going to encourage you not to do that. And right now, to use this simple tune as a vehicle to understand how to start swapping fingers on buttons and moving around the keyboard. All right? So get your middle finger on the note of D, which is the push. Get a bit of air in your bellows, because this tune being in D, a lot of the notes are on the push, and the bellows will tend to close and leave you running out of air. So we'll be using the air button as well, but get a bit of air to start with. And here's the first little phrase, little mini phrase. Get some more air, I'll show it to you again. Just two fingers and two buttons. Alright, next phrase starts the same and then goes down to the lower note here using your index. That pull note gives us a bit of a chance to get some air back in the bellows, especially if we ride the clutch a little bit and use the air button as we're playing the note. So those two phrases together. One more time, those two little phrases. Now the next phrase, we're going to start our finger swapping business here. This next phrase starts the same way but goes up to a higher note, and we're going to shift our fingers. Not like that, like this instead. So when you come back to that D, get your index on it, and then two notes on the push. So you'll see that you can get your index up on two different places. Already there if you want, or you can wait. No, that's why you do it. Sorry. All right. Now, the last phrase, start again with your index here, and this time play the adjacent button, not with the adjacent finger, but with the ring finger, which will free up the index finger to go down low. So, again. Now there's a gazillion different ways you can swap your fingers in this tune, not using the little finger, change on different buttons, sometimes jump. I'm just showing you one way, a way that is pretty efficient and gets you used to finger swapping. Okay, so the first part of the tune, whole first part of the tune, played slowly without breaks, sounds like this. Those four notes at the end, two B's and two A's. Sometimes we fudge them a little bit. Maybe instead of playing 4 distinct notes like that, we might use the bellows. See what I'm doing? Get the second note in by, without articulating with the finger, but just using the way a fiddle player would speed up his bow on the string, or her bow. Or you can use a little grace note to separate them as well. Just use the next button, which is I should say the higher button, although it's lower down, it's nearer the center of the earth, near your knees. I still call it the higher button. So, here we have the first phrase. We've done that. Okay, so let's go on to the second phrase. Now, we've just finished on our index. We need to start the next note, which is A. We need to jump up with our ring finger. So you need to sort of figure out what that jump is. Might take you a couple of attempts to get it. Once you're on it, here we play the second part, and finger swapping comes into play almost immediately here. We start on our middle finger, swap here, and swap again. Okay, one more time. Second phrase starts similarly. Now here I would swap maybe to my ring finger, freeing up my index to go down to this low note here. One way of doing it. So those two phrases together. Play the first phrase again. I didn't finger swap there because we're not going up again. This is similar to what we had. This is the same as what we had at the end of the first part. So that whole second part again. And the whole tune will sound something like this. I'll play it for you a little bit quicker so you get used to hearing it. You might And the observant among you will have noticed already that I didn't stick to my prescribed fingering, which just goes to show that there's many ways to skin a cat. And experiment with what works for you, but I do encourage you to avoid the little finger. Now then, I did say that I think you should learn this tune in several keys. You can easily play it in G and A also, on the one row. And I encourage you to do that immediately. As soon as you've got the tune down in D and you're comfortable with it, play it for a couple of days or a week if you like, get comfortable with it, and then immediately learn it in G. And as soon as you've got it down in G, learn it in A. And as soon as you've got it down in A, learn to play it in D down in the lower register, which will get you used to the peculiarities of the diatonic button accordion fingering layout, because when you get below the main octave, because of this syndrome of having 4 notes in the pull direction and only 3 in the push direction, the notes get out of sync, as it were, and you'll have fun getting your head around that. And you'll have fun getting your head around that. You'll find that your note of B is on a lower button that is nearer your chin than your A, which is very confusing at first. So supposing you're going to try in G. Fingering would be very similar, except you'll start with your index on G, and a lot of the pushing will now become pulling, but in this key you'll find that the fingering swapping is very similar. I think you should learn it in all these keys, because right from the start you should aim to be a very proficient player of the C-sharp D accordion, and not just somebody who stumbles his way around a few tunes, or her way around a few tunes. So you're going to explore the different keys, learn to play tunes in different keys. That way you can also explore the advantages of the BC system fingering, and you'll find that is advantageous for some tunes. So having done it in G, now let's try it in A. It's often played in that key. Jackie Daly and Seamus Cray recorded it, put that tune on the map in that key of A. And once you get to the key of A, you'll start exploring another facet of the two-row semitone box, because you have what we call some magic notes. And I don't know if I explained this in an earlier video, but your magic notes on the C-sharp D box are C-sharp and F-sharp. Now what that means is you have a C-sharp here, just before your D, and it's on the pull. But you have one just here, on the push. And though you have an F-sharp here, you have another one on the pull here. And this goes right through the octave. F-sharp, F-sharp, C-sharp, C-sharp, pull, push, pull. So you need to get used to know where these notes are, get used to them, using them. And you use them any time, really, it comes in handy for you. And you might find that you can already start, even on a simple tune like the Britches. We might use our C-sharp there. In that first phrase, we might find it useful. Here it won't be useful, because the next note is on the pull. So experiment with it, play it both ways, and get used to using the C-sharp. Remember that it's there, and see where it suits the tune. Similarly, the F-sharp here. Now you have the F-sharp there. However, I personally wouldn't use it here. I'd prefer the sharper, crisper sound of using the F-sharp on the push. But know it's there. You've also got the F-sharp there, but I don't see any point in using it this tune. So there we are. Learn the tune in all three keys, please. Learn to use your magic notes and have fun.